How's it going, YouTube? Sick Eric back again with another video, and today I'm going to be doing my likes and dislikes of the OnePlus 8. Now, I've had this phone for a while now. I have not been able to do any videos on it, so this might be my likes and dislikes slash review of this phone. Now, this has been a really nice phone. I've been enjoying this phone a lot. The only other OnePlus that I really enjoyed was a OnePlus 7 Pro. And the 7T was a pretty good phone too, and this one is sort of in between those two phones. Even though it's newer, you do have 5G on this and things like that. It does have better cameras than the OnePlus 7 Pro, but this has been a really nice device, and this is going to be my likes and dislikes slash review of the OnePlus 8 5G. You can get this off of T-Mobile right now. I believe it is $699. If I'm not mistaken, I believe $699, and really good price for a phone. This gives you a lot of bang for your buck. And today I'm going to be going over my likes and dislikes slash review of the OnePlus 8, so don't go anywhere. So how's it going, everybody? Like I said, this is my likes and dislikes slash review of the OnePlus 8 5G. I've been using this phone for several months already. I've been enjoying this phone. Sure, it looks like a OnePlus 7 Pro and a 7, but it's still really nice. Everything on this phone has been just great, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about my likes and dislikes. We're gonna start with the likes of the OnePlus 8, and the first one on the list is going to be about performance. This phone performs just excellent. Like, you'll never get another phone that performs this fast than a OnePlus phone. If you never owned a OnePlus phone or had one, you're definitely missing out on performance. OnePlus kills it in that department as far as the fluidness of everything, switching between menus, going into your multitasking. Everything on OnePlus just is amazing, and all that has to do with Oxygen OS. Their own operating system, and they definitely do it better. I think they do it better than Google, do it better than Samsung. I really do enjoy One UI a lot. Excuse me. But performance on here is excellent. Snapdragon 865, 5G chipset, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of internal storage. Unfortunately, no micro SD card expansion whatsoever. Excuse me. But that is okay. I haven't really ran out of storage or gotten anything close to running out of storage. I've got about 59% of my storage used, and so that is pretty good, a little over half. But as you can see, not too much on there is being taken up. I can free some space, but every now and then I'll delete some pictures and things like that. But I do have a lot of music on here. I got about 12 gigabytes of music on my phone, so that is probably taking up a lot of storage right there too. But performance on this is just absolutely amazing. 8 gigabytes of RAM is definitely more than enough for a smartphone. You definitely don't need 12. They do come in 12 gigabyte variants. You could order straight from OnePlus. This is the T-Mobile variant, so you're gonna get 8 gigabytes, 128 storage, and that's the only model that they carry. So performance, definitely a number one on the OnePlus 8. You will not be disappointed. This phone flies, just absolutely flies. Next on the list is going to be your display. It's a 1080p display, yes, but it does have 90 Hz refresh rate on there, and you do have a whole bunch of different types of settings that you could do on your display to change everything. You got vivid, natural, advanced, AMOLED wide gamut, which is what I have it on, sRGB, and display P3. So I definitely like my colors punchy on here. Refresh rate, you do have that option for 90 Hertz. Excellent. Ever since they did this on here, this phone just feels so buttery smooth. You'll never want to go back to 60 Hertz again, so I just keep it on 90 Hertz. Doesn't really take that much of a battery hit on there, so I definitely keep it on that. You also have an option to hide your notch, your camera up here, and pretty much gives you a 4 hit on there. I really just don't use that much. As you can see right there, it just looks weird, so I just go ahead and keep that on there. We'll keep that on just for the remainder of this video. But 1080p, 90 Hertz, AMOLED, fluid AMOLED display. You're gonna get excellent colors on here. Blacks are deep blacks. Everything just looks nice. The colors look vivid. You got excellent viewing angles on here. Now the display is curved a little bit, so some people may not like that with that glare going along the edge, as you can see right there. But it doesn't really bother me that much, but some people I know are picky about that kind of thing, and you know, accidental touches and everything, but I really don't have an issue with that. But curved display, 90 hertz, really nice display. It's probably one of the strong selling points of this phone is this display. OnePlus has definitely gotten a lot better on their displays. Next on the list is going to be Warp Charge 30T, which is really fast. You could charge your phone in less than an hour with this and you'll be good to go. Like, this charging is 30-watt charging, the quickest charging you could get on a OnePlus right now. It's really fast. Sadly, there is no wireless charging on here, but you do get fast wired charging, and this thing is fast. Like, if I'm on, you know, 20%, I go to plug my phone in for about 10 minutes, I'm already up to like above 50%. So charging is really fast. Battery life on here is really good as well. This will definitely get you through a day and more on battery life. So definitely I could go throughout, you know, a whole night at work, 8 hours, playing this phone, music, texting, and things like that. Come home, go to sleep, wake up, and then still have about 20 to 30% battery life left, and then I'll go ahead and charge it. But battery life on here is really nice. I believe it's a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go ahead and check that really quick. My little cheat sheet, and check the battery life, or the battery, which I think it's a 4. Could be wrong. Where the hell is it? So yeah, I'm not quite sure of the battery. I think it's a 4,000 milliamp hour battery. Don't start hitting up them comments. 4,300 milliamp hour battery, so I was pretty close on that. So go ahead, comment down below. I suck, whatever. So battery life on here, excellent, no problems there. Definitely enjoy the battery life of this phone. Next is going to be cameras. So the cameras on here, you got 3 sensors in the back and then 1 on the front. On the back, you're gonna have the main sensor, which is a 48 megapixel Sony IMX586, and then you get a 16 megapixel ultra wide, and the least favorite, the 2 megapixel macro lens. I don't know why they put a macro lens on there. They should have just made it a telephoto. Just totally pointless. Front facing camera, I believe it is a 10 megapixel camera. Let's see. Rear camera. Where is the front camera? Sony IMX 16 megapixel camera. My bad, I did not write these things down. Go ahead, comment down below. I just want to hear it. So 16 megapixel front facing camera. Excellent pictures on here. They are really good. Sometimes they might come out a little bit washed out. Video is really good on here too. You'll be seeing some pictures flash on your screen taken on the OnePlus 8. And let me know what you guys think of the camera quality. But you do get a whole bunch of different options on here. You get your ultra wide, your normal, and then your macro, which is pretty much a 2x type zoom on there. You get video, slow motion video, panorama, time lapse, and you get portrait, nightscape, and pro mode on there as well. So really nice. You get all your settings in here. Ultra shot HD. You can change the aspect, smart content detection, mirror selfie photo. You can change the resolution. You can record all the way up to 4K 60. You get 4K 60 frames per second, and then you also get 4K Cine 60, which pretty much gives you that cinematic view with the bars on the top and on the bottom. So that is really cool. You can take some really awesome video on this, and I'll post a link in the description for another video that I've done on the camera showing some footage. That way you guys could go check that out. For right now, you'll just be seeing pictures on your screen taken with this phone. Slow motion, you can record up to 1080p, 240 frames per second on slow motion. Histogram, you can change all of that. Ultra wide lens correction, you could do custom modes to where you could change where your little shortcuts are at. Shutter sound and all of that. The only downfall about this is the front facing camera can only record up to 1080p. 30 frames per second, which is a little bit of a disappointment considering the fact that it's such a large sensor. Hopefully maybe they could fix that on a software update. But cameras on here are very solid, definitely a big improvement from past generations of OnePlus devices. Next on the list is going to be build quality. Now this is a very nice, slim, light phone. I know it may not seem like it, but it definitely reminds me of an S10. I've said that before, just because it's really nice. It's not too small and it's not too big. It's absolutely the perfect size of a smartphone that you can get. Build quality is excellent. Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and on the back. You got your aluminum frame as well. Curved edges, you get your buttons, volume rocker over here on the side, power button along with your alert slider over here on the side as well. Now the alert slider is a bit hard to switch sometimes. Your finger sort of runs over it, but hopefully that'll get a little bit more looser over time. At the bottom you got your micro, your USB Type-C, SIM tray, speaker. You do have stereo speakers on here as well, so that is definitely a plus. The speakers on here are absolutely excellent on this device, so no complaints there. Excellent sound. I believe I did a speaker comparison on here as well. I'll try to post that down below there, you guys can check that out to hear the speakers on here. But really excellent sound. You do get Dolby Atmos as well on here. You do have the option to download a separate app for Dolby on here as well. Check out my videos for that as well. But really nice build quality, perfect size, very light, very easy to hold in your hand, does not create a bulge in your pocket, but really nice. Fingerprint sensor works just absolutely great as well. No complaints there whatsoever. Another thing is the fingerprint sensor. Very fast, just like previous generations of OnePlus devices. It's a not an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, but it's really nice and fast and very secure. No complaints, never have any misreadings on here. Fingerprint sensor is absolutely excellent. Definitely a lot better than the Samsung devices. Price on here is really good. Despite the increase, I know they had to increase it because of that chipset of the 865 plus 5G, and that is whatever. It is kind of annoying. OnePlus is definitely straying away from their cheap prices. The OnePlus 8 Pro is definitely, I believe it's a $1,000 phone, and this one I believe, like I said, is $699 or maybe $600 on T-Mobile right now. So really good price for what you get. Yes, it's a little bit higher than the 7T was, but still a really good phone despite the price increase. So going on to the things I don't like about the OnePlus 8. Now there aren't very many on here. I sort of had to be nitpicky about that because I really enjoy this phone. But no wireless charging on here kind of sucks. I've got a couple different wireless chargers lying around the house, and the fact that I can't just put this on a wireless charger and charge my phone is kind of annoying. You know, I like the ease of doing this, you know, but it is what it is. You got to keep your charger around, that way you can plug it in, and luckily battery life isn't that crappy, so you really won't have to be charging this too much. And when you do charge it, it is definitely 30-watt fast charging, so you will get a quick fast charge in no time. But wireless charging does kind of suck. I kind of wish they would have included it. It's got a glass back. It probably wouldn't have cost that much extra to put wireless charging on here and on the Pro version. I don't know why OnePlus did that. The corners these people cut are just really dumb in my opinion. Macro lens on here is pretty pointless in my opinion. I really don't use macro lenses a lot. I really wish they would have put a telephoto lens on here, but the macro lens, first of all, don't really use it a lot. Second of all, it's really not that great. It's very blurry. It's only a 2 megapixel. It's really pointless on here, so I do not see the point of having a macro lens on this phone. They should have just did a regular telephoto, maybe an 8 megapixel telephoto, but definitely not the macro lens. I don't know what OnePlus was thinking. That's another thing I do not like. And going on to the camera, like I said, telephoto, they should have included a telephoto. It would have been a lot better just to have it. Sure, I don't use telephotos a lot either, but it's nice having that option of the 3 different focal lengths. You got your main, ultra wide, telephoto. Just an absolute standard for any smartphone nowadays is just to have all 3 of them. So hopefully the next version they will not have that macro lens. One of my complaints, like I said, all of my complaints are nitpicky. Another complaint is they did not include a case in the box. Usually they include that little TPU clear case for your phone, that way you can protect it as soon as you get it. OnePlus did not include that with the OnePlus 8. They did with the Pro, they did with the 6T, they did with the 7T, but they did not include it with the 8, even though they raised the prices. They skipped out on that case, which is kind of annoying. Even, you know, it's just really annoying. On the T-Mobile version, they did not give you that case. Like I said, just nitpicking on this device. There aren't very many things that I do not like about the OnePlus 8. Another thing is going to be the same old design. Now, I definitely don't mind the design at all. It's very nice, sleek, and simple. But this has been the same design ever since the OnePlus 6 T. And then you had the OnePlus 7, which pretty much looked exactly the same as this. 7 Pro. And then you have the OnePlus 8. And they all look very similar. The only phone that I really enjoyed was the OnePlus 7T, because that had the circular camera on the back and it just looked so nice and different. I really enjoyed that. Why they changed it just for that one phone, I do not know. They should have kept it, but like I said, would have been nice to have something different as far as design purposes go of the OnePlus 8. It definitely looks good. It's a nice color, but design wise it is a bit, you know, familiar of a OnePlus device. It would have been nice if they changed it up just a little bit to make it different from all the other devices. One of my last complaints is going to be, like I said, the front-facing camera can only record up to 1080p, which is kind of a disappointment because there I am right there. I really would like, you know, at least up to 4K 30 frames per second for the front-facing camera. This has been an issue for OnePlus for a while. They max out at 1080p. It's kind of disappointing. I kind of wish, like I said, give us a little bit more options on the front-facing camera for recording video, because 1080p, although it does still look good in most videos and most, you know, situations, still would have liked a 4K resolution on this front-facing camera. It just would have been a lot nicer, you know, especially for doing YouTube videos and things like that. Another thing I've been having is another issue is sometimes when I'm swiping home, it does not want to go home. I've heard it as an issue with the navigation gestures. I'll be sitting there swiping up all day long and it will not go home. Sometimes it'll go from screen to screen, but it will not freaking go home. I don't know if it has to do with the auto rotation or anything like that, but there's definitely a bug on here with the navigation gestures, and it definitely will not go home. Especially if you're watching some YouTube videos and you try swiping up, it will not go home for the life of me. It's very annoying. Kind of want to switch to the on-screen buttons, but I've gotten so used to gestures, I still find myself swiping, you know, all over the damn place, even though I have the buttons down there. But that's my last complaint. Hopefully it's fixed in a next software update for the OnePlus and fixes that home button issue or that home swipe issue with the navigation gestures. But other than that, I've definitely been loving this device. The OnePlus 8 5G is an excellent phone. You can probably get a little bit cheaper now. It's probably gone down in price a little bit, but really nice overall phone. You get excellent performance, good cameras, excellent battery life, a great display that is at 90 Hertz. Just really overall nice phone. Stereo speakers, 5G, even though I mostly have that turned off. Really good phone. You cannot go wrong on this. So that has been my likes and dislikes / review of the OnePlus 8. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thumbs up if you did, thumbs down if you didn't. That is quite alright. Stay safe out there, wash your hands, wear your mask, all of that crap. Stay away from people, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.